Not long ago, I had a stagnant career. I felt stuck in the middle management for 8 years, and I was struggling to break through from middle to executive positions at one of the Fortune 500 companies. Since then, I developed a system that not only helped myself to get vice president positions at two of the Sweden's biggest companies by market cap, but also I have helped clients in advancing from middle management to senior leadership positions across 23 countries by the time I'm recording this video. They not only got senior leadership positions, but also they've transformed into the senior executive versions of themselves. They were getting recognitions, reward, and satisfactions in their new leadership roles. There are consistent patterns I have seen among all these successful clients I've worked with. This worked across different job locations, functions, and different organizations. So if you are currently in the middle management and you are struggling to make progress in your career to get senior executive positions, so that you can make a greater impact and a higher income, this video is for you. If you do find value in this video, please give it a like and be sure to subscribe for new videos every single week. So in this video, I'll break down 3 key themes that I consistently see in my most successful clients. I'll also share 3 client stories along with these lessons that are applicable to anyone who wants to advance their career and secure a senior executive position. These 3 points stand the test of country, organization, and business cycle. So if you're serious about breaking through middle management and getting senior executive positions, you can sign up for the free training 6 steps to not stay in the middle management and become a senior leader for more impact and income. It's free, you have nothing to lose, it's a proven step-by-step process, and you can access it from the link in the description below. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Secret number 1, before you start adding anything more to what you want to do, begin by understanding what's not serving you, why you are where you are today, and what led you to the current situation. I'll give you a hint here. Most of the time, it is your own belief. That is the story you tell yourself, especially about yourself. Here's a really brilliant quote from Mark Twain. It ain't what you don't know that gets you in trouble. It is what you know for sure that just ain't so. We all have a view of reality, our perception. We are all operating within that frame. The problem is when we get stuck in that frame and believe it to be true. This makes it difficult to change or reframe our perspective. This is the challenge Raj was facing when we started working together.
4th of July, I still remember, was the day when we got an email. The entire, sales and solutions team from my previous organization were invited on a discussion. So we thought it could be it would be one of those normal discussions around, something new being introduced or something with regards to a review on numbers. But then, when we got on the discussion, we were clearly told that, it's going to be a short discussion. We request your support and patience. Please hear me out. And it was my vice president, of commercial who was presiding on, who had hosted that discussion. And he mentioned that, it's a corporate decision to dissolve the entire region of India, Middle East, and Africa. So this came as a shocker to all of us. And the first question we asked was, what's going to happen to, our department, which was managing global sales. So nothing was clearly, articulated because everything was up in the air. The only thing that was clear was the district is closed. And subsequent to that, they said that in the next couple of weeks, we'll tell you, who's going to be remaining in this organization and who's been made redundant. So a couple of weeks later, towards the 3rd week of July, is when we were clearly said that, the decision is to ensure that, the position, all the positions of sales and solutions, from my previous organization would have to be relocated to India on a local package and not on an expat package. And if you're not willing to opt for that, then we'll have to make it redundant.
The thought of Raj and the story he explained makes sense to most people who are listening because most people shape their thoughts and beliefs based on the simple fact that others hold similar beliefs. Here's a great quote. The greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence itself, but to act with yesterday's logic. In Raj's way of thinking, the team worked in this region was the victim of the organizational change. And this change is happening to them. happening to Raj. The event itself does not have any meaning. We give a meaning to it. So the reorganization is neither negative or positive. Probably to someone in the other side of the world inside of our organization feel this is a positive change. But when you give it a thought, you think it is negative, then this thought will create a feeling. And here's what Raj said.
The challenge was, because I was there for close to 10 years with my previous organization, I would definitely say that, I got used to the ways of that organization, and we looked at that organization from a long-term perspective. So when something like this happens, I was obviously scared, irritated and angry, in terms of why is this happening to me?
The very first time Raj shared with me, I saw things he was not seeing. So I challenged his frame, and this is what he recalled.
We had this discussion, I think, on Wednesday, one of those discussions, and that really changed the mindset was, where you had mentioned very clearly saying that, in such a situation, you need to have an abundance mindset. And the only way you can do that is think of the current situation in a positive way. Don't think about it that it's happened to you, but it's happening for you. And I took that away, and I sat at home and I was thinking in terms of what does that mean? And it really was very, very deep, helped me change my entire perspective. And I realized that's the most important thing when you're pursuing anything. Changing your perspective about your approach and where you want to head really means a lot.
Once Raj reframed this organizational change as something happened for him, not to him, he landed as the head of sales position in 1 month since he got the announcement. In fact, he got 3 attractive offers on hand in less than a month. Bear in mind, this is in a highly competitive job market. Dubai. Now, this is not just about maintaining a positive attitude or have a positive thought. Simply staying positive is not going to guarantee you achieving your career goal. If you look around, you can probably find many positive people around you who have a stagnating career. These self-destroying thoughts and beliefs exist in various shapes and forms. Every client I worked with had their own version of it. What you need is somebody who can question these beliefs that you never thought to question. Only then you can get these transformational results. Why is that? Because working on tactics will only give you the marginal improvement. But if you are really looking for a transformational result, you need to work on your mindset. Number 2, define who you want to become and create a new identity. Our brains are equal to a reflection of the life we have lived, the lessons we have learned, and the beliefs we have formed. Basically, our brain is a record of our past. Now, let's imagine how you start your day. You wake up in the morning, the first thing you touch probably is your phone. You check the messages, the emails, probably read some breaking news. Then use the toilet, go to shower, brush your teeth, have your morning coffee and breakfast, then drive your kids to school before you go to work. You use the same route to go to work. You probably can drive with your eyes closed. And at work, you meet the same people who tend to push the same emotional buttons inside of you, leading you to think the same thoughts about these people, your job, and your life. As a working day ends, you walk to the parking, drive home using the same shortcut. You no longer need to even think. You have dinner, you follow the same evening routine, perhaps watch some TV, do some work, and scroll on your phone before you go to sleep. So my question to you is, what has changed inside of you this day? What has changed inside of your brain? Then why are you secretly expecting something different to show up in your life when you think the same thoughts, perform the same actions, and experience the same emotion every single day? This was how Nergal felt when we got started.
I was starting to be very demotivated, and I didn't understand because I was doing all the steps that you do. You're normally I was taking courses, I was trying to do self-development, I was taking on all the new projects, I was trying to show myself, but nobody could see me.
As explained in many of my other videos, your thoughts create your feelings, and this was how Nergal felt at the time. How did you feel?
Very unvalued, I would say.
Yeah.
And I was questioning, does the company, really wants to work with me, or am I worth anything? And now it was, starting to hit my self-confidence as well.
It's a circle. Throughout the hours you're awake, you surround yourself repeatedly with the same thoughts, experiencing the same feeling as the day before and the day before. As a neuroscience principle, the nerve cells fire together, wire together. So as a result of that, you continue to create the same circumstances that lead you to take the same actions and achieve the same results. So then how can we expect something greater to show up in our career or our life when we think the same thoughts, experiencing the same motion, and perform the same action every single day? Because the input remains the same, so the output has to remain the same as well. To break this cycle, you have to think greater than the current version of your life and feel greater than the emotion you have memorized inside of you. When you change the way you routinely think and feel each day, your action and the result will change accordingly. That means using your future self as the basis for your present. Use your future self to filter your decisions, how you approach day, how you prepare for meetings. There's a lot of research proving that the more mentally and emotionally connected you become to your future self, the better you operate in the present. So for Nergal, we created a future version of yourself. When you create a future self, you let your future self dictate who you are and what you do in the present. Here's what Nergal did.
Even before you start, because you imagine yourself in, you are aiming for the next position. I was never considering to act as I was in that position before. That is also something that was really a aha moment for me, when you think that you are already in that position and then you act as is, even without being or taking the next level position, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Both on the way that you act, you interact with people, on your everyday life, actually. And that was a big aha moment for me. Yes, and the last takeaway, this is just, a way of changing your mindset, which I appreciate a lot, the whole program. And, you will always have a next step, next move to take. And you will always develop, but you will not start from, the way that you was from before. You will always start from a next step to reach the other next step that you wish to accomplish. And this is a change of mindset. You basically become a bigger of yourself each time that you take those actions. And this I really like. The thinking of it, I really like.
And people definitely noticed.
But I had really, when we started to work together and I did start to apply the way of working like this, I had a lot of, people recognizing the change, because people see the change. And also, especially from the HR as well, they were like, okay, wow, now Nergal is different.
2 months after we started, this is what Nergal achieved.
The best result is that, I couldn't even think about that before, but I got a new job and I could really increase my income with 50% on a monthly basis. For me, that was one of my goals in my vision, and we accomplished that. It's one step, on the right direction, which I'm super happy about.
How did you feel when you got that offer?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, actually. It was like, oh my God, it's really right. I'm doing the right thing. Are they serious or so? Something like that. Until, I was really signing the contract.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
It can be done. I think it was, it was the right thing to do. And I think I'm super happy to have taken that decision. And
secret number 3 is decide where do you spend your attention. Now, once you have understood what's not serving you and who you want to become, step 3 is all about attention. In psychology, there's a concept known as selective attention. This concept suggests that whatever you are focusing on, you create more of, and whatever you focus on, you expand. You see what you are looking for. There's a very good quote: your eyes can only see and your ears can only hear what your brain is searching for. When you know what you want and who you are becoming, you start to see things that you were not seeing before, and you start to see things differently. Here's a very good example from one of my clients, Guillaume. After taking action in managing his attention, he started to program his brain to see the opportunities and the people he was not seeing before. Listen to what he said.
When you have reached that step and you have made this change in your head, it's like when you want to, similar example is when you want to buy a car, you think about, okay, I'm going to buy, I don't know, a BMW, blah, blah, blah. And when you have really you want that very strongly, you have spent time on different visits in different garage or magazines or whatever, and you are focused on that particular car that you really like. And suddenly you see that car everywhere. Every say, this one, this one, this one. And maybe 6 months ago, you never noticed that car, but because it was just one of them, but it was not the one you were really focusing on. And that's so typical. And for the opportunities, for the job opportunities, it's a bit the same. When you really know what you want, when you have defined your objective, when you know what type of role in what type of organization and at the right level of seniority, you tune your search LinkedIn or another any engine of job board, and suddenly everything comes. And I was not flooded, but it was like at least once a month, it was an opportunity coming up my way that I could apply for. And the 2-3 years before, I felt like nothing was happening.
After working together for 5 months, Guillaume signed a senior leadership offer. He is now in the management team, leading digital transformation at Polestar's global headquarters in Sweden. Attention is a limited resource. Where your attention goes, energy flows, and where your energy flows, what you are focusing on grows. If you're ready for your own career transformation from middle to executive positions this year, submit your application to the 1% Academy where I will be coaching you. You will get a step-by-step guidance on how to break the glass ceiling of middle management. I'll also be there to mentor you every week during our coaching calls. You can start by book a free strategy call with my team or myself. Go to inspiremyday.org/apply or find the link in the description below. For now, I will leave you with this video to find out why you are stuck in the middle management. I'll see you there.